Hi, welcome to OA Week 2025. We'll get started in just a moment. In about a minute, we'll just let a few more people join the call. Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for OA Week 2025. My name is Molly Phillips and I'm an OA Week coordinator. Please note that this session is being recorded. So OA Week is presented by sorry everyone. OA Week is presented by four sponsoring organizations. First, GOA-ON, the Global Ocean Acidification Observing Network. Second, NOAA, the United States National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Third, the IAEA, OAICC, the International Atomic Energy Agency, Ocean Acidification International Coordination Center, and last but not least, the IOC, the Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission of the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. Okay. GOA-ON was established in 2012 with just a handful of members. Since then, GOA-ON has grown immensely. It now has over 1,200 members from just over 110 countries. GOA-ON also consists of 11 regional hubs, which span across continents and oceanographic regions. We'll be hearing from most of them throughout OA Week. If you're not a member yet, you can join GOA-ON today by visiting goaon.org. OA Week debuted in 2020 and returned in 2021 when events and conferences were postponed due to COVID-19. Following the successful in-person symposium on Ocean in a High CO2 World in 2022, OA Week has become an annual event to maintain momentum around OA research and provide a virtual platform for the ocean acidification community to exchange their latest findings. We're thrilled to present a wide range of ocean acidification topics and speakers from all around the world. A few words on housekeeping. During the presentation, all participants are in listen-only mode. You're welcome to type any questions into the Q&A box, which can be found at the bottom of the control panel on the right hand of your screen. We'll be monitoring incoming questions and we'll pose them to our speakers throughout the session. So the format of the session today is that our moderator, who I'll introduce you to in a second, will be asking the questions. And then towards the end of the session, we will have a look at the questions that you've been asking and we can ask our panel those questions as well. And for that discussion as well, you can use the raise hand function in the toolbox at the bottom of your screen, and we'll call on you to answer directly. So I'll flip back to the previous slide that I had here. With this, I would like to introduce you to your moderator for the session, Carly LaRoche. Dr. Carly LaRoche is a member of the GOA-ON Secretariat and the current coordinator of GOA-ON's mentorship program, Peer to Peer. Carly, all yours.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Molly. And thank you to our audience for tuning in from around the world. This session is entitled Mentorship Perspectives, Strengthening Science Capacity Through Relationship Building. And in this session, we're going to hear from program coordinators, mentors, mentees, and more to discuss the role of mentorship in building a career in ocean science. Mentorship programs can support equitable capacity and career development across a spectrum of ocean professions, including those in ocean acidification related fields. And that personalized guidance that you can get from a mentor can help mentees build professional networks, develop practical skills, and grow to be leaders in their field. This session will be a panel discussion with our four wonderful panelists, where we'll be discussing mentorship experiences and best practices with these four panelists across their various institutions. I'll be holding some time for questions at the end of the session from the audience members, but Feel free to drop questions in the Q&A box at any point during the presentation, and we'll do our best to answer those by the end of the session. And with that, I'd like to introduce our panelists. So we're lucky today to be joined by 4 panelists from the global ocean acidification community who bring a variety of mentorship perspectives to the table. We have, like I said before, mentees, mentors, mentorship program coordinators, people who serve in multiple of those capacities. And I'd like to start our conversation by just introducing each of our panelists and then asking them to share a little bit more about their background and what role mentorship plays in their career. And as a fun addition, icebreaker to this, what's your favorite sea creature? So I'll start with our first panelist, Meagan Gary. Meagan is a program manager for the Ocean Foundation's Ocean Science Equity Initiative. Throughout her career, Meagan has integrated ocean science research, community-led conservation, and intentional outreach and education. Before joining TOF, Meagan managed a NOAA OECI-funded program aimed at increasing access to ocean science research opportunities for undergraduate students attending minority-serving institutions. Meagan holds a master's in marine science from Florida Atlantic University, where she conducted her thesis on juvenile green turtle spatial ecology. Thank you so much for joining us today, Meagan, and I'll pass it over to you to share a little bit more about your background and what role mentorship plays in your career.
Awesome. Thank you so much. As Carly mentioned, I am a program manager for the Ocean Foundation's Equity team. And the Ocean Foundation administers grants for the peer-to-peer scholarship program and has been a part of the peer-to-peer scholarship advisory committee from its inception. We have also worked on mentorship programming outside of ocean acidification. Recently, in collaboration with the Pacific Community, or SPC, the Ocean Foundation developed a framework for a Pacific Islands Ocean Science Fellowship Program in partnership with regional marine nonprofit organizations. And while this has not been implemented yet, I was recently able to attend the Pacific Islands Oceans Conference and just want to highlight what an amazing job SPC is doing with their ECOP program and how exciting and important mentorship is for both mentors and mentees. And just overall, a lot of my work has been in that program coordination side of mentorship programming, and as well as experiencing really important mentors throughout my career. When it comes to my favorite sea creature, I would have to say a nudibranch. I love to dive and I love to find all the different brightly colored organisms when you're looking really closely. So, thanks.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Meagan. Next, I'd like to introduce Comfort Opoku, who is joining us from the Department of Marine and Fisheries Sciences at the University of Ghana. Comfort is an emerging marine scientist with research interests in phytoplankton dynamics, ocean acidification, and sediment fluxes. She recently completed the peer-to-peer mentorship program, where she strengthened her skills in collaborative ocean research. Her long-term goal is to pursue a PhD in marine science to advance understanding of ocean-climate interactions. Comfort, I'm so happy that you could join us today and share a little bit more about your mentorship experience with peer-to-peer. And I'll hand it off to you to elaborate on your background and what role mentorship plays in your career, as well as the sea creature question.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Comfort Opoku, as he said earlier, and I am a postgraduate student studying marine science in the Department of Marine and Fisheries Sciences, the University of Ghana. My research interests focus on phytoplankton diversity, oceanographic data collection, and analysis of biogeochemical parameters. I was a mentee, as you said, in the peer-to-peer mentorship program, where I've been learning and I have experienced a lot of things from my mentors. And mentorship has really helped in my career, where I was guided in my learning, and it built my confidence. I have really gained some confidence and connected a lot with great scientists in the ocean science community. Mentorship has also helped with my communication skills a lot. I have also generated and grown in my expertise. For the favorite sea creature, I think it's phytoplankton. It's obviously phytoplankton for me. It's a tiny creature, yeah, but plays a a big role in the ocean. It regulates climate and as well as produce lots of oxygen for us. I love that organism so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Comfort. I love the plug for phytoplankton. They're very cool creatures. I am excited to introduce our next panelist, Dr. Salaah. Dr. Salaah is an associate professor at the National Institute of Oceanography and Fisheries in Egypt. Her research focuses on water pollution, aquatic health, and aquaculture sustainability, with a particular emphasis on the impacts of emerging pollutants and climate change. In addition to her research, she is recognized as a Women in Ocean Science Ambassador, and currently she serves as a coordinator in the Women in Marine Science WiMS Womentoring program, which is a very cool name, where she mentors and supports early career women ocean professionals. Through her academic work and international collaborations, Dr. Salaah is committed to advancing sustainable aquaculture, improving food security, strengthening global ocean governance, and empowering women in ocean science. Dr. Salaah, we are thrilled to have you representing the WiMS program today. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll pass it over to you to share a little bit more about your background and what role mentorship plays in your career.
Thank you, Carly. And hello, everyone. I am so happy to be here to share with you my mentoring experience. As Carly mentioned, that my name is Salaah, and I'm associate professor at the National Institute of Oceanography and Fisheries in Egypt. And yes, my work mainly focused on water pollution, fish health, and aquaculture sustainability. And indeed, I see myself as both mentor and mentee, as the learning process never ends and it has no limits. So I learn as much as I teach. You know, I actually didn't have a mentor in my early part of my career, and that experience really shaped me. It made me realize how much difference and how much it's difficult. So the difference will be in guidance and encouragement you can get from your mentor, and especially when you are just starting out and in trying to find your path. And this really what truly motivated me to become a mentor myself and to help others, as I see mentorship is a responsibility more than a privilege. And now I serve as a coordinator in the WiMS mentoring program. And yes, I really love the name of the program because it's all about women. A part of the Western Indian Ocean Marine Scientists Association, commonly known as WIMSA. And it's a 6 months of program in which we connect early career women scientists and the students with experienced mentors across the world, providing guidance, skills, and of course, confidence, and integrate them more into the scientific community. So through this program, we guide and support younger women as they build their own path. And of course, it's not a secret that women had a lot to do at home and toward their families. And of course, this all responsibility are time and ever consuming. So we all should help women. So that's why the mentoring program is a customized for. And of course, my marine organism would be also the phytoplanktons. I really love them. Although my main animal model is fish, but I know what the mean of a phytoplankton means for the ocean life, because it's the essence of the ocean life. So I also vote for the phytoplanktons. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sally. And I love your perspective on mentorship, and that you're, both a mentor and a mentee at any given point in your career. That rings so true. And I think it's a great way to start off our conversation. And another vote for phytoplankton. So last but not least, I'd like to introduce our final panelist today, Dr. Luana Pinho. Luana has a degree in ecology and science education and a master's and doctorate in ecology. She's currently a professor in the Chemical Oceanography Department at the Rio de Janeiro State School of Oceanography in Brazil. Luana is both a mentor at her home institution and a mentee in the peer-to-peer program. She's also the recipient of one of the 2025 peer-to-peer scholarships in support of her carbonate chemistry research. So thank you so much for joining us today, Luana. I'll pass it over to you to share about your background and mentorship, as well as your favorite sea creature.
Hi, thank you for inviting me to join this seminar. And as Carly said, I am biologist with master and doctorate in ecology. And now I am professor in the university. But when I finished my doctorate, I was torn between volatile organic carbon, that was the subject that I worked before, and the researches with CO2. So I take some time to change this area. And the mentoring program was really important to me to make this new connection for the CO2 field in CO2 researchers. So during the High CO2 Symposium in 22, I met my mentor and we started to be some connection and about possibilities to work together. And in 2023, I applied for the fellowship for peer-to-peer, and it was possible to go to NOAA in Miami to meet my mentor, and like to be a new start in my research, to start to focus my research in CO2 program. So it was really important to me to make this change in my career, because when I started my university, I was working with all the area that I work in during my PhD. And now it's possible to me to make my group to establish better this area in my group. So we continue working together with the new fellowship from peer-to-peer to 25. And now will be possible to thinking about we are trying to make a new course to other students of my university could enjoy the experience of my mentors too. So it was really important for us in our university. And my favorite animals, I think it's octopus. I really like them. They are so smart. And it was funny because they are the symbol of the course of oceanography in my university. So they are more near for us because it's our symbol.
That's such a great symbol for a program. I love that. Repping the very smart animal of an octopus. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit more about your background, Luana, especially like how you came to be a part of the peer-to-peer program, and how that kind of has integrated into your career. So now that we have introduced all of our panelists, we'll get into some of our questions for all of you. So the first one that I have for you is a little bit of a heavy hitter, but one of our goals at GOA-ON is to strengthen our global capacity to measure and address ocean acidification. And I'm curious about your perspectives on how mentorship supports that larger goal of building science capacity. And I'll open up the floor to any of our panelists who would like to start us off. I'll also write this in the chat so you all have the question available.
I'm happy to start. So at the Ocean Foundation, we look at building science capacity as multifaceted. This includes technical training and skill development, access to necessary equipment, direct financial support, and mentorship. So from our perspective, mentorship ties all of these elements together. Through mentorship, both mentors and mentees expand their global network. Mentees can gain guidance on navigating different challenges, opportunities. Mentors can learn how science is conducted in different regions, especially for programs that are international, such as peer-to-peer, and really gain a deeper understanding of the barriers that other scientists are facing with different access to resources. And through mentorship and capacity strengthening efforts, we really hope that individuals can build a really long-term and impactful ocean science career, both for themselves and their community. And for longevity, it's essential to build that ocean science community, to lean on and create connections, sharing knowledge and fostering mutual learning. So I think overall, science capacity and mentorship is intertwined and almost can be difficult to separate in a lot of ways.
Yeah, thank you so much, Meagan. I totally agree that those are super intertwined and complement each other as well, all of these different aspects of capacity building. Would anyone else on our panel like to jump in on this question?
Yeah. Okay. So for mentorship helps build our capacity to address the ocean acidification by creating spaces for shared learning and for practical trainings. So for instance, at the University of Ghana, our department, Marine and Fisheries Science Department, has been designated as an ocean acidification center of excellence with support from the Ocean Foundation, where Meagan is from. Yeah. So we previously received the GOA-ON in a box kit, which helped initiate a regional training workshop in ocean acidification chemistry measurements for participants across the sub-regions. So with this mentorship and training, I have experienced this because I was a participant during that training, and I experienced guidance from great scientists in the ocean acidification community. And these tools were really used to interpret data. So we were taught how to use these tools to interpret data, to collect data, and to analyze our samples, which in a long run is going to strengthen our local expertise and help us connect with the global ocean acidification community in future. Yeah.
Thank you, Comfort. And then Sally.
Okay. Well, it's a really good question. I think mentorship plays a big role in strengthening our global capacity to understand, address many environmental issues like the ocean acidification, many other issues. It's not just about transferring knowledge or research skills. It's about creating a more supportive environment where younger and early career scientists feel confident, valued, and capable of contributing to the global effort. And indeed, a matter of fact that the Global Ocean Acidification Observing Network itself a great example for this. I was honored to collaborate with more than 20 scientists from different countries. I don't know which countries, but there are more than 20 of a feature article entitled Perspectives on Marine Carbon Dioxide Removal from the Global Ocean Acidification Observing Network under the supervision of Professor Helen Findlay, and we got published last month in a very esteemed journal. And it was a really productive and inspiring opportunity, not only to collaborate scientifically, but also to learn from others' experience, point of view, and expertise, which come from different parts of the world. So experiences like that show how mentorship can go beyond formal structures and create bridges across generations, disciplines, and even regions. It helped us to grow together, ensure that the next generation of ocean professionals had both the knowledge and the confidence to continue its important work. So such collaboration was a really good thing. I enjoy it. I was a mentee in this because, of course, Professor Helen is our mentor. So it was a great, and I really enjoyed it. And it was really productive because we got published a very good article in a very esteemed journal. So it's a win-win situation. Thank you.
Thank you. And then Luana.
So even all the program is so important, but the program grant was really essential for us because we could pursue some essential items that we normally have a little bit difficult because exchange is dual. So like some standard gases or sensors that we need to buy to make it be possible to go to make the observations. So the grant was really important. And the experience in the general was really good because it could be possible to make like ability to train new researchers to use this equipment, because sometimes we have the equipment, but we don't have people that know how to use. So the experience in the program to meet a mentor that knows that you work every day with this area, it's good to train, in my case, to train me. And it's possible that when I return my university, I train more people to continue use this equipment. So could be we could be able to have more mentions, especially in the underrepresented area, like the global south, that we don't have like the same opportunity to mention CO2 in this area. So was really important this both situations, like in the training people and funding to buy like simple but really important things to continue using the equipment.
Thank you, Luana. And thank you all for sharing your perspectives here. I think sometimes we see mentorship as just like one relationship or interaction that we're having in our work, but it's really kind of tied up in this much larger system of kind of collectively adding to our global capacity to measure ocean acidification and just global science capacity as well. And we're hearing it makes a big difference in, individuals' careers and helping people feel welcome in the field. And I think with that, we'll segue into our next question. And that is, how can mentorship address challenges that underrepresented groups, especially in ocean science, face as they're pursuing either research or a career in ocean science? And maybe we'll start with Meagan again, if you're up.
Sure. I guess first off, mentorship plays a really critical role in addressing barriers for underrepresented groups face in ocean science. And I would say that this is not just through technical guidance, which is very important, but also knowledge that often isn't formally taught. A lot of challenges can come from not necessarily having access to some of the unspoken rules in the field that can get passed down and around informally in large, well-connected institutions. And this is especially seen for students, right? Trying to better understand like, how do you network effectively at conferences? Where should I look for funding opportunities? How do I reach out and connect with a potential graduate advisor? And these are some skills that can really make or break someone's career trajectory and are rarely included in a lot of the formal trainings that are offered. And so through mentorship, this can really bridge that gap. Mentors share their own experiences in navigating the system, creating a space for mentees to ask questions that they may not feel comfortable asking elsewhere, and learning from the different challenges that the mentor has experienced throughout their entire career trajectory. So some of those softer skills of like, how do you build professional relationships? How do you advocate for yourself throughout both like a regional organization, also in a global, like international relationships, and then how to find and seize those different opportunities. So I guess overall, I would really highlight that mentorship isn't just about that scientific training, but also sharing the inside knowledge that helps people really stay and thrive in the field, because that's the goal. We don't want people to just get in a field. We really want to change the field so that people want to stay, and conduct this very important work.
Thank you, Meagan. Would any of our other panelists like to jump in on this question?
And I
Salaah.
agree with Meagan. It's really important because the mentorship, the program, providing opportunity for us to exchange with well-stabilization research centers. So if we are changing the area or starting this area, it's good to know people that work in these research centers so well established and well know around the world. And it's important to exchange the knowledge, the difficulties, and the possibilities for the new experience for the students, because many times we don't know exactly how to know people or to apply a funding, a fellowships. So this connection, even if it's not to work directly in some project, but know people and know opportunity, it's really good to make it possible a future for these students. So make a new connection is, I think it's the most important part to groups that it's super represented could be more present in these conferences, in seminars and in different areas.
Wonderful. Sally, would you like to answer on this as well? All right. Any of our other panelists want to? Oh, here you are. Okay, go for it. No, you're good.
Okay, Jared, in a small words, that it's a very important for the mentee to stay curious through the whole process and honestly engaged with the mentor. So the mentor can Okay. I think I had a problem. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. It's a little faint, but I can still hear you. All right. Not hearing you now, though. Not sure if you're speaking. Okay. All right. Comfort, did you have anything to add on this one as well?
Yeah. So as Meagan also said earlier, it's all about connecting with a mentor and a mentee. The connection is really necessary. So for the program peer-to-peer, it's all about mentees being connected with mentors. And so if you are being connected with a mentor who has experience in OA and any other oceanographic field, you get to learn a lot from them, and you get to share what you also think as a mentee. And eventually you, the mentee, would also grow up and someday become a mentor for other people. So for most underrepresented groups, I think the best thing to do is to engage in mentorship. You engage in mentorship a lot, and then you get to connect with these mentors and make a family with shared ideas. You have similar ideas. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. And I think that, yeah, we have a lot of great insights within this group. And I think Sally just came off mute as well. Would you like to try again?
Yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry for this. Yeah.
No, go for it.
So about the underrepresented groups, many of us know what it feels like to be like unrepresented or isolated, to find out ourselves among people who doesn't look like us or maybe speak a different language. Especially in scientific communities, this feel much worse because it can be even stronger. Limited resources and lack of opportunities really, and of course funding, often hold back the talented researchers. That's where the mentorship truly matters. A good mentor can help to bridge these gaps by listening, encouraging, and of course, mentoring for how to get a new opportunity, or how to get a funded opportunity to overcome these financial obstacles, and creating a safe space where other can grow safely and find their confidence, and finally to be heard, and to make them their dreams come true. So I think that the mentorship is a way to open doors, the closed doors that maybe younger researchers, or maybe the younger or the early career researchers feel like it's a closed door that they can penetrate or they can get through. So here the mentorship is very important in such situations. And that could be why I couldn't find a mentor myself at the beginning of my career. So I had a lot, in my opinion, a lot of time and a lot of effort. It's not wasted, but it could be a more productive if I had a mentor to guide me and to show me the best way to do things. So I explore myself. It of course it built and it enriched my experience, but I could use a little help from a mentor, of course. Thank you.
Yeah, Meagan.
I also, I guess, just want to highlight that a lot of mentors who come from underrepresented communities are asked to mentor very often. And so it means their plates can be really full. And that's something that organizations and funding entities really need to understand as programming is developed. Make sure that mentors that coming from underrepresented communities, that they are compensated in some way for their time, because we all know that mentorship takes time expertise. And when mentors are asked to be involved with these types of things, a lot of times it can be done requests for out of the goodness of their heart, and we all know how busy everyone is. So that's just something I want to highlight, that it's really important that we have mentors coming from many different community lived experiences, and then recognizing how busy everyone is, and that we need to be aware of the asks that we're making.
Yeah, thank you, Meagan. I think that's a really great point. And I think all of us, like in this conversation, there's been a lot of calls to action of being a part of mentorship programs, but making sure that we're doing so in a way that's fair to the mentors as well. And that sort of brings me into the next question that I have for you. But before, I'm going to hold on that. Before I ask that at this time, I'd like to invite our audience members to ask any questions of our panelists using the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. I'll move on to our next question, but in the meantime, feel free to ask us questions in the chat box, and we'll come to them after this conversation point. So mentorship is often described, and I feel like I've heard this theme in this session already. It's often described as a two-way street, and it can offer opportunities for mutual learning and benefits for both mentors and mentees. And I would love to hear some examples of how you all have found that mentorship can benefit not just the mentees, but the mentors as well. Would anyone like to get us started with this conversation?
Can I think it's good for the mentors because they have the opportunity to learn about the new research sites, because we can be a mentor for a different country or different ecosystems. So it's good to know different areas, different field sites, and even to know and to enjoy, to understand some difficulties that the people have in other countries. So if the mentors have more connection with the mentees, and it's possible to understand some difficulties or some limits that the students or the mentees have in our field. So I think it's good to understand the conditions, the different conditions that the different groups have to research the CO2 around the world. So I think it's a good opportunity to change the vision sometimes, and the understanding, and even to think how to help and the different problems or different situations that could be during the life of the students. So I think it's good. It's fun to change the view.
Absolutely, I completely agree. It's a fun opportunity to like get to know other places around the world and other cultures, and of course like fostering that relationship between the mentee and the mentor. And I saw Sally's hand raised. I'll pass it over to you.
Yes, thank you. That's true. I totally agree with Luana that while mentees gain guidance, directions, and encouragement, also mentors often experience the same growth through the process. So when you interact with younger professionals full of new ideas, curiosity, and hope, it pushes the mentor to keep learning, updating, and adapting, and seeing things from a fresh perspective. So it's really a two-way street, because each one of them is learning from each other. That's why I describe myself as mentor and mentee at the same time, because I learn through teaching and through the mentoring process, I also learn a lot of new and a lot of good things to build maybe a new knowledge, or maybe to open a new perspective to see things differently, because younger generation, and this is thing our old generation see, that younger generations see things differently. They handle things differently, even in science. So this energy and this whole different perspective we need to update into even let me say that to update our knowledge and our sciences, of course. Thank you.
Yes, and I think that energy is such a good reason to kind of seek that position of mentor, and it kind of helps keep you motivated too. So I love that answer. Thank you, Sally. Meagan or Comfort, would you like to join in on this?
Sure. I 100% agree with the previous panelists. I also want to emphasize that mentors who are willing to learn from their mentees, it's essential in transforming the current ocean science landscape to become more inclusive and global field that accommodates all lived experiences. And so I also, a lot of times we set things up thinking of the mentor as teaching the mentee, but this mutual exchange of information is really vital in order to ensure that the larger global community is creating a culture that's going to be welcoming of new and up and coming scientists from across the entire globe. Also, many mentors that I have worked with have really expressed a desire to learn more about some of those really specific mentorship techniques and strategies. And just want to emphasize that depending on the program, mentors, are learning from their mentees, but they can also be gaining information from each other and learning about what strategies work. We're experiencing this kind of challenge. How can I better support my mentee? And I think that's really important, because it ensures that mentors not only are shifting the culture of ocean science, but also making sure that they're better teachers and mentors and community members as a whole.
Okay. A lot has been said, and I like to add a little thing, that we, the early career scientists, we are really full of new ideas and creativity. So as a mentor, as Meagan said, if you are willing to learn, you are going to learn. We the early career scientists, ensure we could help these mentors have fresh perspectives, because they are dealing with us with new ideas, creativity, and there are new technologies and approaches that are evolving in these ocean science career. So as a mentor, you have renewed motivation. You learn how to communicate better with us, and as well, you better your leadership skills. That's what I have to say. Yeah.
Thank you, Comfort. And thank you all for those really thoughtful answers. I think it all really demonstrated like the multifaceted like ways that mentorship can take shape, and what roles everybody has to play. So I think we have about 10 minutes left. So I'm gonna move us along to our final question of the day. And before we get to that, I'd just like to thank you all for such an amazing session. It's been wonderful to learn about all of your experiences and to hear your insights into mentorship. And So before we officially close out, I have one final question to leave us kind of with an uplifting message. So I'd love to hear from each of you, what is one lesson you've learned or a piece of advice that you've received from a mentor that made a lasting positive impact on you? And maybe we'll start with anybody want to start us off? I don't like doing the cold calling thing, so.
Okay, I think I could start there. Yeah. Yeah, so one lesson I've learned from my two mentors, which are Prof. Idemaru and Dr. Benjamin Oseibochi, is that do not wait to feel ready. It's always important to start something, to start with what you want to do. Start where you are, and from there you are going to grow. So with this advice, it helped me a lot with my career as an early career scientist. Yeah, and this advice helped me. It pushed me to apply for opportunities. It pushed me to take initiatives and to trust that as I am learning, as I am applying for opportunities, learning will take place. I'm going to grow with all these experiences. And I'm very grateful for this advice. Yeah.
That's such a good piece of advice. Thank you, Comfort. And now you're giving it to all of us. So, mentorship.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? Meagan, next. Go for it.
I'm happy to jump in. I think overall, I would say something that I had to learn, I would say repeatedly throughout my career, is really to take advantage of your wide network. So a lot of times, in default, I would think about leaning on someone who is a formal mentor. So someone who's maybe my advisor or something in that role. But we have a huge network of people that maybe we've engaged in more like a cohort and peer level, or someone that maybe taught me one class. And as I've grown in my career, repeatedly mentors continue to remind me of that, and then I'm able to reach out to them later on, years later, and that then spurs some really exciting opportunities. And so I would just say overall, take advantage of this wide network that you have, and this includes both your mentor connections, your peers, and you never know how this community will serve you in the future.
Yeah, absolutely, Meagan. Thank you for that. And I think this is where I'll plug the peer-to-peer network and the GOA-ON network. If you're not already a member, it is a really great community. And I think that we all really strive to connect with each other in a community. So don't be shy, and please, we would love to have your participation in GOA-ON and in peer-to-peer. Sally or Luana, would you like to? Luana, great.
I'm thinking that even if different conditions, different levels of organization, or different levels of your career, we all have the ability to contribute to the science of ocean acidification. So if you like to work with this area, go ahead. If it's like a new, or if you think it's distant or a little bit difficult, looking for mentor or some friends or opportunities or different fellowships, and continues in this area, because I think all of us could be improve something in this area of the science.
Thank you, Luana. And Sally.
Okay, this through my journey, I teach myself a lot of things, of course. And my advice to the early career and mentees is don't wait for the perfect moment. Just to start, take the step, start to wherever you are, and with what you have. I remember myself hesitating to take a new opportunity because I feel like I'm not fully ready. I think I need more time, but really, when I accept the risk and I take the chance, you know, it's all start to figure out. I have some skills, I learn a new ones, and I can manage. So as I've said always to my mentors, to my mentees, to go as far as you can. Only there you can see further. So you have to put yourself in action. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect will never come to you easily. You have to take it. Start to work on yourself, help your mentors. Just you have to be clear with yourself what you want from your mentors, and you have to be honest with yourself and your mentor. Your mentor, all what he wants is to guide you to be the best version of yourself. So help yourself and help your mentees. And I wish you all the best, of course. Thank you.
Thank you, Sally. And a huge thank you to all of our speakers. I'm gonna, at this time, pass it off to Molly, who will close out the session.
Yes, thank you so much. It's so interesting to hear everyone's perspectives. It's been a really, really great session today. Thank you to the organisers, thank you to Carly for moderating, and to all of our panelists. I will share this slide as we leave. Thank you also, the audience, for joining us for OA Week 2025. Please don't forget to consult the website using the QR code that we've got on the screen right now. To register for any other sessions that might interest you. We've still got some great talks coming up today and Thursday, Friday. And if you would like to stay up to date with the GO-ON community, consider signing up to be a GO-ON member, which you can do on this other QR code. Thank you so much, everyone, and see you next time.
Thank you.